Yo, welcome back to another episode of Dre and Jay. This is your host here, Dre with Jay.
All right. How you guys
Football
doing?
Sunday.
Ready to go. How you guys doing today? We're gonna have a quick little conversation. This is something we haven't really done this year, but we're gonna try to get going on it for the rest of the season, including for the playoffs. A little pregame show before the games. A couple of topics that we're gonna talk about that we didn't get a chance to talk about earlier in the week. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. We're not gonna really rush, even though it's almost 1 o'clock soon. But we're just gonna try to do a quick little conversation covering a good portion of the games. So the first topic we're going to start with is Cam Newton's return to the Carolina Panthers. He signed earlier this week. He signed a 1-year deal that is going to be worth up to $10 million, and it has a lot of kind of situational based things in the contract, like what if he plays 50% or more of the snaps. If the Panthers get to the playoffs, or even if they win playoff games, he could earn up to $10 million on that contract. Now, even if he doesn't make the playoffs or they don't win a playoff game or whatnot, he still has an opportunity to make at least $6 million on a contract. So, still a solid contract for a guy at this point in his career. When Cam Newton had his presser, returning to the Panthers, he stated that he didn't come back to Carolina to be a part of this Cinderella story where, Cam Newton, he was down and bad, and now he's going to come back to Carolina and be that guy again. He said, it's not about that. It's not about me. I just want to come to the Carolina Panthers, and I just want to win. I just want to be a part of a team that can win football games. So they're currently 4-5. PJ Walker is set to start this game versus the Cardinals at 4 o'clock today. Sam Darnold, who's injured, he's got placed on injury reserve. So it'll be very interesting to see how this situation plays out. Dre, before I say any more, because I'm talking a little bit too much now, what do
Now you
you
straight.
what was your initial reaction when you heard that Cam Newton returned to the Carolina Panthers?
My first initial reaction is just like, I don't see why he'd want to go back after the way they did him. He shouldn't have left in the first place, but I guess because of the new head coach, they wanted to start over, try to rebuild around McCaffrey, and they
Mm-hmm.
thought that, they could make something shake with Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold ended up not being, what they expected. I was kind of like it was kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. It was just like, why would you go back to a team that did you that way? You were their MVP. You got them to a 15-1 season, and because of a couple injuries, they just threw you away like it was nothing. But it makes sense. They don't have a quarterback, and there's not much quarterbacks, out in free agency that you could go get.
Mm-hmm.
And based on what we've seen from PJ Walker, he's not NFL quarterback material. So I could see why they do it. And the contract portion of it, 10 million. Most of that is going to be through incentives and things of that nature. It's a pretty well structured contract. It doesn't hurt the team financially, and Cam gets a chance to show whether or not he could still be that guy. In my opinion, based on what I saw from Cam last year in New England, he wasn't he wasn't great, but he wasn't bad either. He was, in between. He showed me flashes of his old self and that he's still going to be able to make plays. So
Mm-hmm.
my prediction for the Carolina Panthers going forward is 8-9. And in that division, it's not bad. We know that the Bucs are going to come out on top. Obviously the Saints are still um they're still competitive, and the Atlanta Falcons look like, even though they're not a good football team, they look like they want to make some noise for some apparent reason. They still,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they still show a fight despite people thinking that this was going to be a tanking season. So I see them winning 8 games in total this year. They're at 4 wins so far, so I only see them winning 4 more games. Um, Going forward, this is the remainder of their schedule. They played the Cardinals today. They lose that game. Football team, they can win that game. Dolphins, they can,
That's a
with Cam
toss up.
Newton, they can win that game.
That's a
With
toss up,
Cam
really.
Newton, they could win that game. The Falcons, they play the Falcons on December 12th. That's a winnable game. They're gonna lose to the Bills. They're gonna lose to the Bucs. They're gonna lose the Saints. That's a toss-up game. So they may win. They may go 9-8 then, because I
Mm.
see them winning against the Saints in January. That's a toss-up game depending on what the Saints are doing. I believe they can beat the Falcons. Washington football team. That's a winnable game. And the Dolphins. I don't think we're good enough to beat that team
If you
with
say
that
so.
stingy defense. With that stingy defense, bruh. I don't think Tannehill can get it done, bruh. And that's based on how I've seen the Dolphins play against bad defenses.
You talking about Tua? You said Tannehill.
Not to I can't just say it's Tua, bruh, because it's Tony. It's
No, no,
Jacoby
no, no,
Brissett as
no, no,
well.
no, no, no. I'm saying when you said Tannehill.
My bad. Sorry. My
Oh,
bad. I'm
okay.
just
Yeah,
used to him being on the Dolphins. But
I
my
was
bad. My
confused for
bad.
a second.
But I'm just saying the Dolphins, I don't think our offense is good enough with the injuries. I don't think our offense is like good enough to like put up points against that Panthers defense. So I see Cam Newton winning about 4 or 5 games to this ball club.
Okay. All right, that's very interesting. Now let me ask you this: with PJ Walker set to start, um, there has been reports that they may try to involve Cam Newton in a couple of packages into the game. You know, just to kind of get his feet wet, I guess. Do you think that Cam Newton will actually be in the game permanently in the game at some point during this game, or do you think that doesn't happen?
To be honest with you, this is one of those games where they're gonna try to ride the hot hand, man. Like if the game is
Excuse me.
competitive and PJ Walker is not really doing a job, bro, Matt Rule just might get tempted to go ahead and say, all right, stay in the game and see what you can do, make it shake. Because Cam
Okay.
Newton has always been one of those improv players. Like you'll call up
Mhm.
a play for him, but he's a playmaker. That's his thing. So
He is a playmaker.
I wouldn't be
Okay.
surprised if he played the whole second half of that game.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, they do play the Cardinals. It looks like they're gonna be out of possibly Rondale Moore. DeAndre Hopkins is a game time decision, and Kyler Murray is a game time decision. So Colt McCoy would be getting the start if Kyler Murray is not good to go at 4 o'clock. So that'd be a very interesting thing to pay attention to. Let's go ahead and move on to Odell. As you know, Odell um, signed with the Los Angeles Rams earlier this week, and he's expected
Mhm.
to make his debut on Monday Night Football versus the 49ers. When they asked Sean McVay, will Odell Beckham play in the game? He stated that, well, it kind of all depends on if he's ready to go. We want him to kind of get acclimated first before we let him get on the field. But the expectation around the league is that he will play in this game. Do you feel like Odell Beckham can return to form of being a solid starter? I'm not gonna say return to the form when he was on the New York Giants, but do you think he can be a very very great number two on the Los Angeles Rams? Considering the fact, let me add this in that Robert Woods tore his ACL in practice a couple of days ago. So it looks like Odell could very well jump into that number two spot immediately, depending on how Van Jefferson on the Rams plays. That was their third string receiver at the time.
And
So
Higby.
and Tyler Higbee as their tight end. So do you feel like Odell will immediately jump into this role, ball out, and do his thing? And if so, go ahead and give me what you think could be his projected stat line for Monday night.
Projected stat line: 6 receptions, 70 yards, touchdown. I don't know. They may try to run it in with Daryl Henderson. The thing about the Rams is they have different weapons. So as far as like who's gonna score the touchdown, I never know. But
Mm.
as far as like I'm gonna do catches and receptions. 6 receptions, 70 yards, 70, 75 yards. The reason why is because I've seen enough from Odell to know that he's obviously good enough to get open, and you can't deny his talent when it comes to catching the football. Yes, there's been times where he drops the easy ones, but if he's serious about his career now, he has a quarterback in Matt Stafford that I believe is one of the more accurate quarterbacks in the league. Odell can get open. He has hands. It's a no-brainer. 1-2, throw it down the field, give him an opportunity. I say he gets about 8 to 9 targets because Those two are so good at what they do. Odell probably 2 or 3 catches that he doesn't catch the ball. That's fine, but he has sure hands. He'll come down with 6 of them, and it'll total to about 80 yards, 70,
Mm.
70 to 80 yards.
Well, Dre, it's very interesting that you said that because my prediction for his projected stat line, considering that he plays, is very close to yours. I have down 5 catches for 70 yards, but I say go ahead and give me that touchdown.
Because he's the number two.
Give me the tub.
I see where you go there. Because he's the number 2, I'm giving him 8 to 9 targets. And I'm basically saying he'll catch 6 of them because Matt Stafford is we would consider him a competent quarterback. He's a great quarterback, and he's more accurate. And he has more of a feel of throwing deep down the field than Baker has, and he's obviously better than Eli was in the back end of his
I
career.
was
So,
just about to mention that. This is
so
probably
if
in my. Go ahead.
so if Odell is gonna get 8 targets, bro, you gotta. If you're that, you don't have to be the great Odell, but if you're 75% of what you were in your prime, come down with 6 of those.
I agree, and I was gonna play off of what you said. I feel like Stafford right now is probably gonna be the best quarterback that he's had in the NFL because Eli Manning was kind of at the back end of his career. Even though Odell did put up crazy numbers with Eli,
Yeah.
but I feel like this is probably the best quarterback play that he has seen on his team, since he's been in the NFL. So I kind of agree with you a little bit. I said 5 catches for 70 yards, but I'm gonna say go ahead and give me that touchdown. They're playing the San Francisco 49ers, so I do feel like this could be a high scoring game. Go ahead and give me the tub. 5 catches, 70
I
yards, and
really don't know.
touchdowns.
Tyler Higbee has shown
It's
that
kind of
he's a
bold
red
though.
zone.
It's a
Tyler
bold take.
Higbee is a red zone threat, and they have other like Matt Stafford spreads the ball around a lot, so he's gonna get his targets. I just don't know if it's gonna translate to an end zone. I'm gonna leave that up. But hopefully he does. It'd be great. They get one,
Yeah, so we'll
one of
we'll
those
see what
excessive
happens.
celebrations.
It is kind of bold, but we'll go ahead and see what happens.
Yeah.
They definitely took a big hit losing Robert Woods, but I feel like their passing game is still going to be one of those high-powered passing games. They have plenty of weapons on that team. Is there anything else you want to add to this about
No,
Odell?
the only thing I would really add, bro, the only thing that's stopping Odell from bracketing this season or going off this season is the injuries. He could low key average 50 to 60 yards a game, 5 or 6 receptions a game if he
Mhm.
can stay healthy because that's an offense that likes to throw the football. All he has to do is be healthy, get open. That's about it.
I 100% agree. Okay. We'll go ahead and move on. I 100% agree with your take on that. Go ahead and give me your bold prediction for the week. It could be anything, a player you think going off, a player getting locked down, a team, doing very good, team doing very bad. What's your bold prediction for the week?
To be honest, I wanted to pick an upset, but I really believe that some of the teams that we have as favorites in the playoffs, they have to buckle down, and I don't think that there's not gonna be any upsets this week. I might be wrong,
Hmm.
but I just don't have a upset that I'm bold enough to come on YouTube and say to the world. So I'm gonna go ahead. My bold prediction is that Dallas completely annihilates Atlanta today.
Mm. Go ahead.
I'm talking like 35-7 or 40 to maybe 40-3 today.
Wow.
Completely
You don't think
bruh.
Atlanta could put up a lot of points versus the Cowboys today?
Matt Ryan has shown that he could, push the ball down the field with the little weapons that he does have, but that Dallas defense, they have talent on that defense. And I think that they generate turnovers and Dak plays out of his mind today.
Do you think that Dallas has a little bit of a chip on their shoulder because the
Hell,
Broncos kind of
that's
embarrassed
my
them?
reason
The
too.
Broncos embarrassed them at home.
Yeah. So they're gonna take it out. They're gonna take it out on the Falcons, and it's at
Mm.
home. They're gonna take it out on the Falcons.
Let me ask you this:
That's my bold prediction.
Michael Gallup's return to the team is going to be a very big addition back since he was on
Yeah, because
IR
he's a
since
deep
week 1?
threat. He's a deep threat. now CeeDee Lamb can play what I thought was going to be his true role, playing, the underneath routes, being that ball hawk receiver that he is.
Mm.
It's going to be great for them, and it's going to spread the field out more. Hopefully, that gives Zeke more running lanes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and go with my bold prediction for the week. The Eagles and Broncos. The Broncos are currently favored to win this game, I believe, by 2 points. And I feel like the Eagles and the Broncos are gonna combine for 60 plus points. Whether that
Are
is the
you only
Eagles,
saying that because Devontae Smith is on your fantasy team?
yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
It's,
the reason why I feel is because the Broncos I have been a very good team at running the ball this year. Teddy Bridgewater, we've always known him as that guy that um, he's not a great player, but he's not a bad player. He gives you just a little bit in between. But these last couple of games, he's really been putting his foot on the other team's necks in the passing game.
willing and dealing.
So I definitely think that they'll be able to put up a lot of points. And the Eagles look like they finally want to run the ball now. Whether it's Jordan Howard, whether it's Boston Scott, whether it's the bus Miles Sanders, even though he hasn't been playing.
So we make fun of injured players now. Okay.
It looks like Kenneth Gainwell. It looks like they're not really confident in him as a runner. He looks more of like a pat.
He's a scat back. He's a scat back.
He looks more of the guy that they want on the field on passing downs. So I mean, I feel like it could be a very good opportunity for this game to be a very high scoring game, a game that people probably wouldn't anticipate. I'm not gonna say who I think is gonna win that game just yet, because we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, in probably about another 5 minutes. But I do think that 60 plus points combined from both teams is
that sounds. If that happens, bro, as an Eagles fan, I that take makes me cringe, because if my defense gives up 20 or 30 points today, bro, I don't know, bro.
Oh, so you started the Eagles defense in your fantasy league?
No. I mean, like my team. I don't care.
Oh, you're talking about the team in general. Oh, okay.
Any team starting the Eagles defense, bro, unless it's like the Detroit Lions, bro, that defense, bro. If my defense gives up 40 points today, bro.
And the Broncos defense has been one of the better.
I might throw my TV through the window.
The Broncos defense has been one of the better defenses in the league. So this is kind of a bold prediction. I just
but I don't think Pat Surtain is playing. Patrick Surtain. I don't think Patrick Surtain is playing.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, the backup corner, bro, he better get ready, bro, because you feel me, Jalen Rager might,
Might I add, today's Devontae Smith's birthday, so he finna get some targets.
It's one of them days, bro. 20 targets for his B-Day, bro. That's his birthday gift. 20 targets.
All right, we'll see.
What he chooses to do with those targets are up to him.
That's my wide receiver 2 for the week, so I don't want to jinx nothing. So, you said you don't have an upset of the week. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you my upset of the week. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I had the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Indiana and beating the Indianapolis Colts.
That was supposed to be my upset, but I doubt it.
You said it sounds crazy.
I doubt, bro. Come on. The reason why. And I'm not gonna let you finish. Usually, I'd let you finish, but nah. The running game and Carson Wentz, bro, take the 4, bro.
I think
the Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna stop Jonathan Taylor.
Bro, I don't think they're gonna stop him. I'm not gonna say that they're gonna stop him, but I feel like what's gonna happen is Jonathan Taylor's gonna run it all over them. But when the ball gets put in Carson Wentz's hands, I feel like he's gonna make some. I feel like the Jaguars are gonna be able to force him into making mistakes.
Oh yeah, with who?
Like they did with Josh.
Who's the corner over there? Name the corner over there. Bruh, that's a dumb take, bruh.
Bruh, this is my.
That's a dumb take, bruh.
This is my bull. Hey,
that's a dumb take.
Hey, if somebody, hold on, let me finish. If somebody would have said the Jaguars are gonna go and the Buffalo Bills are gonna come into town and get locked up by the Jaguars, you would have called them crazy, right?
But I mean,
it's something out of the ordinary. It's just a bold prediction.
But that's so I get that. So there has to be an upset, bruh. The Jaguars aren't doing that again, bruh.
There's an upset
Tateful, bruh.
almost every. There's
Tateful,
a
bruh.
okay. That's fair.
Tateful,
That's
bruh.
fair. That's fair. But bro,
And
there's no
the Bills have Devin Singletary
Zach
and
Moss.
Zach Moss at running back, bro. Like the
I
Colts have
told you.
Jonathan Taylor. If
Listen,
they control the pace of the game with Jonathan Taylor, bro, it's over. Come on, bro.
I told you, Jonathan Taylor. I feel like he's gonna have a very good game, but I feel like at
Yeah,
times,
but the difference is, yeah, I get what you're saying, but the
I feel
difference
like if
is they have Jonathan Taylor who can control the pace of the game, like controlling the clock, bruh. Come on, bruh.
I feel like there's gonna be times where the Jacksonville Jaguars can force them into long third and down situations, and they'll be able to pressure Carson Wentz. That's just what I feel.
All right, we'll see, bruh.
We'll
That's
come
crazy.
back.
Can we please come back after the
I was
game
just about to
and
say
let's just hop on the live stream after the game, bro.
I'm
Because
gonna
I just
pin
don't
this.
understand.
I'm gonna pin this down as the game that we have to come back and
Bro, this man
address.
tripping, bro. This man shit. It might be a blowout too.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
It's a divisional game. Like, I get what
yeah,
you're saying. It's a divisional game, man.
yeah. The
Anything can
Jaguars
happen.
blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it
Anything
might be
can happen, but that's not happening,
You
bitch.
said it might be a blowout. Yeah, you said it might be a blowout. Yeah, the Jaguars blowing the Colts out.
Oh yeah. Well, you. Man, tripping, bro. Anything can happen, but that's not happening, bitch. Man,
all right, we'll see. Let's go ahead and jump into our last segment of the of our cast today. We're gonna do game by game predictions. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the spread for all the games.
Right up. Let's start with the 1:00 games.
Hold
the
on.
first one is Bucs.
Go ahead, you good.
Bucs. I think they're a 9.5-point favorite. That's what you got?
Hold on 1 second.
But that's disrespectful.
You said which game? You said which one?
Bucs versus Washington. They just say 9.5-point favorites.
No, that's real.
Damn, no respect for Taylor Heineke after what he did last year in the playoffs.
That was last year, man.
This game, I wasn't like how Wills was bold enough to make that dumb take about the Colts and the Jacksonville. This was gonna be the closest thing to an upset that I had this week, but I don't see it. The Bucs, they got to prove a point that they're still the defending champions, bro, and they finna show their ass. So
yeah, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this game. I just
it's not gonna be a blowout. It's not gonna be a blowout, but they're gonna win the game.
I needed to be a blowout. I had the Bucs defense on my team, on my fantasy team. I
It's
needed
not
to be a
happening.
blowout. But yeah, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They win by 6. They win by 6. I don't think it's gonna be 9.5. That's just crazy.
That's That's outrageous. A 9.5 point favorites. Wow, that's crazy. All right,
might be the biggest spread this week. Nah, the Buffalo Bills and the Jets. That's the biggest spread this week. But we'll talk about that later. Let's go to the next game. Detroit Lions versus the Steelers.
Detroit Lions versus the Steelers. They're 6-point favorites. Big Ben was announced as in the COVID protocol as he tested positive, so he will not be playing in this game. And Mason Rudolph will be getting the start.
Not Dwayne Haskins?
No, I was actually surprised when they said no. You're saying that, but I actually thought that Dwayne Haskins was gonna get the start, but they announced that it's gonna be Mason Rudolph. I still think the Steelers win this game. Chase Claypool has been ruled out of this game, so it looks like it's going to be the Najee Harris and Deontay Johnson show today.
Ooh, I got Deontay in fantasy. Let's go.
So now Mason Rudolph still got to get the ball out in the passing game. So we'll see how the Lions defense plays. I saw this crazy stat today about the Lions. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, no, I'm probably not gonna be able to find it. It says the Lions. It says the Lions have only 2 wins versus Pittsburgh since the start of the Super Bowl era. So that sounds crazy. So the Steelers, if they were
what you're telling me is that I should go to the bookie right now and put some money on them.
Go put some money on this right now. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting, bro. Because when the last time we saw Mason Rudolph on the field, he almost got killed by Myles Garrett, and then all the other games, he just wasn't very good. So it'll be very interesting to see what this game looks like. You may be saying I'm a little biased because I have Najee on my fantasy team, but I feel like Najee is gonna probably have 30 plus carries this game. They're gonna try to run the ball down the Lions' throat like your Philadelphia Eagles did to them, where they had damn near like 3 backs that had 15 carries each. So
And two of them went for 60, man.
So I hope it has the same type of game script for my sake. But I just don't see the Lions beating the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Steelers defense is better than the Eagles defense.
In Pittsburgh, might I ask? I just don't think it's gonna happen. I got Steelers.
All right, go to your next game.
Well, I'm going in order. I think what order? I think your order might be different from mine. So you could just go ahead and shoot yours out, whatever you see.
Yeah, still a 1:00 game. New Orleans versus Titans. Titans are the 3-point favorites.
This should
That's
be
too close. Anytime I see 3-point favorites, bro, that's too close, bro. That could go either way. That might go to the wire.
What do you think happens? You think
I'm gonna go Tennessee Titans. I have more trust in Ryan Tannehill than I do in what's that guy's
Trevor Siemian.
Trevor Siemian.
I'm gonna have to go Tennessee Titans. Also, they are still without Derrick Henry, and Julio Jones was just announced to be on IR for the next 3 weeks minimum. Excuse me. So I mean, he wasn't really that big of a help this season anyway.
Yeah, and AJ Brown has been holding it down in the passing game. So
this is going to be a very interesting game. And Alvin Kamara is out for the Saints. I forgot about that. Yeah. So Mark Ingram was picked up in a lot of leagues. I guess a lot of people are expecting him to be the guy today. So I feel like you're right. This is going to be a game that comes down to the wire. I'm going to go ahead and pick Tennessee, give them the edge since they're at home. That's really the only thing I can hang on to because both sides, this is going to be a tug of war affair. Both sides are missing guys.
I think it's a low-scoring game.
The Tennessee Titans defense has really stepped it up. I feel like they could make Trevor Siemian, they could try to force him into making mistakes. Who knows? We might even see some Taysom Hill in this game, if provided he's healthy. So this is going to be a very close one, but I got Tennessee. I'm going to go ahead and give Tennessee the edge.
Yeah, a very, very close game.
All right. What's your next game?
Next one. This is my bold take of the week. Atlanta Falcons, Dallas Cowboys. It's only a 7.5 spread in favor of Dallas. That should be a 20-point spread.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of make this short. I just I actually disagree with you in the fact that you said that the Falcons probably could be held to 3 points or 7 points. I do think this is going to be a high-scoring game. But like I said earlier, I feel like the Cowboys have a little chip on their shoulder after getting embarrassed by Denver in Dallas. And Michael Gallup coming back to the team is going to be a great addition back. I just don't – it's going to be back and forth assault, of scoring. But I'm going to give the Cowboys the edge. I think the Cowboys feel like they have something to prove. So I'm going to go Cowboys.
All right. Next on the schedule, another 1:00 game. And it's up in Foxborough. We have the Cleveland Browns visiting the New England Patriots.
This year,
keep in mind, Nick Chubb is out. The starter for the game is Dearness Johnson.
And same thing with the Patriots. Their starter, Damian Harris, is going to be out, so their backup running back on the Patriots is going to be holding it down. Another close game. I feel like the Patriots will win this game. I feel like their defense this year, I've been talking about it. This defense this year has been
stingy.
There's been a very stingy defense. I feel like what they're going to try to do is try their hardest to get the Browns to abandon the running game as quickly as they can to try to put the ball in Baker Mayfield's hands, force him to make mistakes. I'm going to go ahead and go Patriots in this game. I think the Patriots are going to try their best to continue to run the ball and try to keep the ball out of the Browns' hands. I go Patriots.
Yeah, and the spread is 2.5
so they expect it's to be a close game. Mhm.
2.5, and yeah, actually believe that. Yeah,
It's going to be a very close
it
game.
comes down to who doesn't make the mistake at the end of the game.
Right. I agree. I'm going to go Patriots. What's your next one?
The next one is actually the largest spread of the week.
Uh-oh.
Take a guess.
Buffalo.
Take a guess.
Buffalo in New York. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Mike White looks like he's starting the game. He said earlier this week that, to be fair, he feels like he should have been the number one overall pick. I don't know what he snorted that morning, but
He was joking, bro. It was
no,
a joke.
I know, I'm just playing. But Buffalo Bills, short and sweet. We're hoping for that coming out game by Stephon Diggs. You know, he's due for. We feel like he's due for a big game. Um, will this be the game?
I
We don't
already told
know.
you how I feel about Stephon Diggs. If Stephon Diggs doesn't give me a 30 piece in fantasy, he's on the trading block. Maybe
All right,
somebody might need a
so
good flex.
it kind of all depends on how the script of the game goes. I don't know. Maybe they'll try to run the ball down the throat of the Jets and then just go on a all-out passing attack in the second half. We've seen them do that before. So I'm gonna go ahead and go Buffalo Bills. The Jets, even though their record isn't that good, they haven't really been the team that everybody pushes over. They've actually been fighting very hard. So I don't think this game will be a blowout, in my opinion, but I do got the Buffalo Bills winning by 10 plus points. What do you say?
Thing about the Jets is they could put up points on this. They could put up points on the defense. They're not going to be dominant at all at any point in time in this game, but they'll probably keep up. But it's not. The spread is 13 points. That I actually believe that. Yeah,
Mm. So you got
it's not gonna be
Buffalo.
too crazy.
Okay. All right. What's the next
Next is your bold prediction of the week. 10-point spread goes to 10.5-point spread goes to the Colts against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, we kind of already went over this earlier, but like I said, I feel like Jonathan Taylor has been on a wreck this season. I don't think he slows down versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, but like I said, I do feel that there will be times where they could force the Colts into long distance situations on offense, and I feel like that'll really be the focal point of the game. And I
Yeah,
got
not happening.
Jaguars.
Not happening. Not happening. Next, we go to the four. We go to a 4 o'clock game. We got the Vikings at Chargers. Thank God
Mm,
the Chargers don't have to play in the cold, bruh.
this should be a good one. This should definitely be a good one.
So the Vikings go into this game 3-5. Chargers at 5-3. They have the Chargers 3-point favorites.
This should be another game. I feel probably will come down to the last drive. I got Chargers. I feel like their offense has
I
been moving the
trust.
ball.
Basically, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I trust Justin Herbert more
Kirk
than I
Cousins.
trust Kirk Cousins.
Okay, that's fair. I feel like I said, I feel like this game would definitely come down to the wire. Also, don't get me wrong, the Vikings offense, they got some amazing pieces over there that can move the ball. I'm gonna give the edges to the Chargers. I feel like their offense is gonna be very hard to stop. They've been on a wreck this season. I think they continue it in this game. What's your prediction for this game?
Like I said, it's a close game. If it comes down to the wire, I got I got my man, Justin Herbert. It'll be a high scoring game though. This is one of those games. You said earlier that you have the Eagles and Broncos going up to
60
60.
plus points.
I don't see that, but Vikings Chargers, that's a high scoring game. I think that's a high
I agree.
scoring game.
I agree.
They might touch 60.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Next,
Um,
next one that I have, I wouldn't really call it an upset because Kyler isn't playing, but you have Carolina at Arizona.
mm,
Carolina comes in at 4-5. Arizona Cardinal, I think they're at the top of the NFC at 8-1. They have Arizona as a 7.5-point favorite. We know what Colt McCoy is.
mm.
Maybe Kistrin has one of those games where They try to increase his workload, not too much, but
Not too
they
much.
ride him. They ride Christian McCaffrey, and I don't know. The spread should be shorter than that, due to
I
the fact
think
that Kyler isn't playing.
Yeah, I think that 9-point favorite was under the expectations that Kyler Murray is gonna play. So excuse me. So I think it'll be a closer game than that. James
Yeah,
Conner has been on a wreck lately. Looks like the Cardinals have still been able to move the ball, even though they haven't had Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins in that last game versus the 49ers. I'm gonna go ahead and give the game to the Cardinals. You mentioned earlier you think Cam Newton could very well show up in this game. Um, taking a good portion of the snaps in the second half. I'm not sure about that happening. I do think we will see him for maybe 1 or 2 plays, kind of like how Jalen Hurts sneaked his way into the lineup when Carson Wentz was on the Eagles. But I'm gonna go ahead and give this game to the Cardinals. What do you got?
I'm gonna give the game to the Cardinals. They're just
Okay.
a better overall team right now, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I would probably have to agree with that also. What's the next game on your list?
Next game's Philadelphia Eagles versus Broncos. The Broncos are a 1 point favorite.
Mm,
So far, the Eagles are 3-6. The record does. I really don't think that our record shows how good we are. We're actually better than 3-6, and the
mm,
Broncos are 5-4. The Broncos have beaten every team in the NFC East this
mm.
season. So they've beaten the Giants, they've beaten
The
the
Cowboys.
Cowboys, and they've beaten the Redskins.
Mm.
Um,
I'm gonna go ahead and give. I
I'm
think the
going Eagles.
Broncos.
I'm going Eagles.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the Broncos, even though I did said earlier that I feel like this could be a high scoring game. I think the Broncos defense towards the end of the game, they're gonna tighten up and they're gonna prevent the Eagles from scoring and scoring big in the last minutes of the fourth quarter. But I do still think this will be a high scoring game. I'm gonna go Broncos.
The Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles, we're gonna give the Broncos more of a fight than Dallas did. But it's all gonna come down to, can Jalen Hurts get it done with his arm? I'm still not confident in him.
Mm. Okay. So you're gonna go Eagles, but you still feel like Jalen Hurts is it's gonna be him in
Yeah,
the fourth
I'm
quarter
not
to get it done.
confident in bro arm.
Okay.
Like late in the stretch.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. What's the next game on your list?
Seahawks Packers at Green Bay. Seahawks come into the game 3-5. Packers 7-2. Bruh. In the snow. Give the ball to Aaron Jones, bruh.
This will be an
This is
interesting
a three.
game.
The Packers are a 3.5 a 3 point favorite in this game.
This would definitely be the 4 o'clock game that I probably tune into. Both teams are getting their quarterbacks back. The Packers didn't look very good last week versus the Chiefs without Aaron Rodgers. I feel like that'll change today. It looks like Chris Carson is going to be out of the game for the Seahawks, but the Seahawks like to do running back by committee when most of the time when Chris Carson isn't there. So I do feel like this could be a very good game. A lot of people may anticipate this to be a high scoring game. It could be one of those games that are in 20-17. Who knows? I'm gonna go ahead and give this to the Green Bay Packers.
Same. I'm giving it to the Green Bay Packers, but I have the spread a little bit higher. I think they win by 10.
Okay.
With
All right.
Aaron Rodgers coming back. And then we have our final game of the day. And then we'll go over
Did we
to
do?
Monday night.
Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna do our Sunday night football primetime game. We have the 5-4 Chiefs going to the 5-3 Raiders. So this game is gonna be in Vegas, and you
Mm-hmm.
have the Chiefs at a 2.5 point favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and this should be a very good game. Also, as we mentioned earlier this week in our personal conversations,
Yeah,
I'm
Just
gonna go ahead. I'm
Sean
gonna go ahead
Jackson.
and I'm gonna go ahead and get this to the Chiefs. The Raiders have played the Chiefs very well in the past, but I feel like the Chiefs are gonna be able to put up a lot of points in this game, and I feel like it's gonna be hard for Las Vegas to keep up. This I'm just gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna go ahead and go Chiefs. If I have to put a score on it, I'm going to say Chiefs 27-20 in Las Vegas. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I agree. I agree. They just lost their corner, Arnett,
Mm-hmm.
and the Chiefs. They gotta make that. The Chiefs are one of those teams that I was saying. They're 5-4 right now. They have to make their playoff push, or if they mess around, bruh, they might end up with 10 wins, and that might not be good enough to get them into a playoff spot. So I think they tighten up, and they'll try to push for an 11-win season,
Mm.
11,
Okay.
12-win season if possible.
Excuse me. Okay. All right, that's a very interesting take on that. And then last game it looks like Monday Night Football. We kind of gave a little bit of preview on this in terms of the Rams side. What do you think about the San Francisco 49ers this year?
I'm not convinced on offense. I know people like individual pieces. They like you like the Debos, you like the Kittles, but they haven't played enough together, and that the chemistry on that team just seems a little bit off on offense.
Mm,
I think the Rams they have a high-powered offense. Their defense, we already know what that is. They've added Von Miller. They've added you know, OBJ. This is one of those. Let's take a look at the spread.
it looks like, if I'm not
It's
mistaken, it
a
looks
three and
like,
a half,
yeah,
three
three
and
and
a
a half
half.
in the Rams' favor.
I see
I'm
they
gonna go
win
ahead
by
and
they win
I'm
by
gonna
a touchdown.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this to the Rams. I agree by a touchdown. It should be a very good game.
Yeah, because
Um,
you have to respect San Francisco's running game. Elijah Mitchell, bro, that guy's been doing this thing this season.
yeah, he sure has. He's definitely been running the ball very well.
They could run the ball, and their defense is respectable, but the Rams are the Rams are too much. So they win.
I
The Rams win this game by a touchdown.
I agree. Yeah, I agree also. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. That's our pregame show. Looks like we finished in our time right before 1 o'clock, so that we could go ahead and head over and tune into some of these games. Do you have
Yeah,
anything else you want to add in?
yeah. The only thing I'm about to add in, right, we're gonna watch these games. I'm gonna eat some good dinner, and then I'm gonna come back around 7:30, and I'm gonna ask Wills why did he make that dumb take about the Colts and the Jacksonville
All
Jaguars,
right,
bro.
I'm gonna hold you to that. Let
All
us know
right.
what you guys think in the comments. If you like the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with a friend that also likes football. If you disagree with our takes, let us know why in the comments. If you agree with them, you can go ahead and let us know why also. We're gonna go ahead and see you guys later on tonight. Once a lot of these
Mhm.
games are finished, and we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.
Peace.